Our senior speaker for tonight is Georgie Butch. Georgie has maintained a 4.6 overall GPA during her time here at Parkland High School. Additionally, Georgie has been on our wrestling team for 3 years. According to her coach, John Trench, she is both humble and considerate, as well as a pleasure to be around. Outside of school, she received her black belt in martial arts this past March. Georgie has been accepted into the International Joint Degree Program, so she will receive her education both at the College of William and Mary and the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce our senior speaker for tonight, Georgie Butch.
Thank you, Mrs. George. I'd like to start this off by saying hello and welcome to the Parkland High School Class of 2022 Commencement Ceremony. I'd like to thank all graduates, family members, faculty, and staff for coming out tonight as we celebrate the achievements of, and I say this completely without bias, one of the best senior classes to ever graduate from this high school. Okay, maybe I am a bit biased, but I think our class deserves a lot of credit because there is more that we are celebrating tonight than just achievement. We are celebrating endings and beginnings, journeys completed, and those that we are yet to embark on. And most importantly, we are celebrating, or should choose to celebrate, adversity. Everything that every one of us had to overcome to get to the point where we are now. For some of us, adversity was the stress of studying for a midterm or final exam for the first time ever in freshman year, or the struggle of learning a new trade at LCTI. For others, adversity was the disappointment of missing out on sports and club activities during the COVID-19 pandemic, or the difficulty of paying attention during Zoom classes in the midst of at-home distractions. And yet still, for others, adversity might have been the personal loss of a loved one, a difficult living situation, a friendship turned turbulent, or coming here somewhere along the way as a new student. You may be facing adversity right now as you sit in a hard metal chair, struggling to stay still and waiting to say goodbye to the last few remnants of high school. No matter what you might have faced in the process of getting to this moment, just know that your challenges were valid and worthwhile. But now, I encourage all of you to take a minute to look back on a time that you have faced adversity during those 4 years here, and think about opportunities you might now have because of that adversity or the overcoming of it. I ask you to do this because in my time at Parkland, I have realized that there is sometimes beauty in struggle, and I've found that recognizing it makes our world better just by changing the way we see it. I'm sure we can all remember the days spent sitting on our couches or at dining room tables listening to lessons for the seemingly 1000th time, alone, struggling to keep up the motivation when the usual things that kept us motivated for school were all gone. The usual things like friends, noisy classmates, and the ability to simply raise your hand or call out a question from your seat. Those times were difficult. But in this adversity, we were also sure to find opportunity. We were inspired to reach out to those friends we didn't see in class anymore to check in on them. Those of us who might have been hesitant to approach teachers in person have found the opportunity of connecting with them more frequently over email instead. In some way, we all put some extra thought and effort into caring about the best interests of those around us. Above all, we were reminded of the importance of those who surround us this past September, when we were once again united. After what felt like ages, we were finally able to see the kind faces of those from the other half of the alphabet. We rejoined our teammates in practice and competition, and were reunited with our ensembles on stage. I know many of us can say that those relationships that might have been paused previously came back even stronger this year, because we now refuse to let them be taken for granted. The rediscovery of friendships was just one way we found the beauty in our struggles, the opportunity in adversity. And we have indeed struggled. After all, our last entirely normal year of schooling was freshman year. But now we know that we can keep going, we will come out on the other side, and if the adversity we have already faced has not kept us from accomplishing our goals, then nothing can. We are unique in the way that we can say we have had challenges that previous generations wouldn't have been able to imagine, and we have still come out on top. We are uniquely the class of 2022, uniquely the searchers, the late-night studiers, the carpenters, the machinists, the musicians, the artists, the athletes, the engineers, the fighters, the readers, the writers, the activists, the workers, the scholars, and anything else we might have become along the way. This is who we are, not despite the challenges, but because of them. The process of becoming is never an easy one. But what we have currently is memory, experiences that have come to pass and days gone by. These are ours to keep, and we may choose to do with them what we wish. So no matter where we are headed or where we end up, I urge all of us to look back and find the opportunity we've had in our adversity, the beauty in our struggle, and to keep looking for it, because what is left in the wake of memory is us now, the present and the future. Thank you.